All right, everybody. This is the last of the sort of intro videos, and we'll see how quickly I can get through the syllabus. You know, I frequently don't even do a syllabus video, so I don't think I'm going to need to dwell on it too much. I used to actually kind of read through the whole thing and go over it like this 45-minute video. So just make sure you read the syllabus, check it out. It's kind of how I function in the class. It's kind of like it sets out the procedures and some policies for the class. It tells you about some really cool things in the class too, like the Oops Dropbox, or it tells you about on assignments. Now keep in mind that does not include discussions, that does not include quizzes, but how on assignments, things that are considered assignments, you can turn in things up to a week late for a small penalty. Like I said in a previous video, I often don't assess that penalty. If you get the assignment in the Dropbox, I am so happy. So the syllabus has useful information. One thing you might do, and I should provide it as a Word document, but you know, you should read it and then highlight some sort of key things that you think are really important that you want to remember. You might have to go revisit it. I mean, just be an active student and take notes on the things that you should pay attention to, and you might need to reread it in a week or two or mid-semester or something. All right, so my office hours are in here. I'm here in my office in the Education Center. I'm upstairs near the computer labs, and I'm here Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays from about 8 to 2, Tuesdays from about 8 to 12. Okay? And if I have to change that, I'll let you know. When I say 8 to 2 on Mondays, I do have a 1-hour lunch break from 12 to 1. Oh. No, I don't. No, I don't. Never mind. I'll eat in my office. That's what the plan is, obviously. I'm not going to change it either because I don't want to have to re-upload anything. All right, so no online hours are scheduled, but this semester I'm seriously considering on the first Monday of every module going into the Wimble Live classroom for about, you know, I think what I'll do is I'll try to go in on Monday nights, the first Monday of every module, for 20 minutes. And if anybody comes in and has a question, so I'll announce this later today. Mondays from 9 to 9:20, first Monday of every module. I'll stop doing it if nobody shows up after the first few sessions. But I'm gonna go in there and just hang out. And if you pop in there and have a question, we can talk. It's open to anybody. It'll be an open forum. That'll be the first Monday again of every module. If you're wondering what Monday that is, go to the course plan, because check it out. It'll tell you the orientation module, the first Monday is Monday, January 9th. So Monday, January 9th from 9 to 9:20, I'll be in the Wimble Live classroom. You get to that on the homepage of the course, go down to our online classroom. There's a little icon, and it says something like Wimble Live classroom or our online meeting space. Go inside of there, run the setup wizard, and go on in. Module 1, that's Monday, January 16th from 9 to 9:20 p.m. Module 2, that's Monday, January 30th from 9 to 9:20. You catch me in there, we can have a conversation. It can last as long as it needs to. If nobody shows up in that time period, I will vanish. I'll probably go to sleep. Okay, so that's sort of something I just came up with now, and I'm willing to do that. I want to try that this semester. You know, you can message me through CourseDin Mail. That's really a great way to do it. It's also really awesome if you use the, there's a discussion board that I've set up where it's called the Course Questions and Answers board. You can post a question there or a comment, and anybody is welcome to try and answer it. It doesn't matter if your answer is wrong, just do your best to answer questions. That way, it really helps for everybody to feel like it's a more responsive environment. If you think about it, there's like 60 of you and only 1 of me, and if you just ask your questions through email, it's just got that sort of direct line, that one-to-one kind of communication, which is good and appropriate in some cases, but sometimes your questions might be well asked of the whole community. Other people might know the answer, they might remember it better, they might read the syllabus and remember every detail, whereas you might forget something, and if you just ask the community, they might be able to answer. I also go and answer questions on that Course Questions and Answers board. I'm yet another person that goes in, and I often will go in and clarify and confirm if necessary. So do use that. Get Blackboard IM if you want. My husband has actually pinged me during this conversation. He's asking, where are you at? If you look on the home page of, actually, if you look in the syllabus, there's the download link right there. get that tool, and then pretty much every time I'm online, you can ask me a question. I can share my screen. There's all kinds of stuff we can do with Blackboard IM. We can share our screens. We can do audio. We can put our headsets and do video, whatever. So get that tool if you want. Another really cool tool that I use is Skype. I like it better than Blackboard IM because it has high quality video, so it's really great for face-to-face communication. I'm on Skype. My name on Skype is Kim.Peaches. I picked that Skype name when I moved to Georgia because it seemed indicative, it seemed to sort of convey the whole peach obsession that people have in this state. So that's what the peaches refers to. I've got a Google Voice number. You can text me there, call me there. It also rings my office, so it rings my cell phone and my office if you call that number. I've got email, you can use that. If you have a really urgent question, try me in multiple locations and you're more likely to get a hold of me. When you leave me a voice message, make sure that's not the only way you've contacted me. Voicemail, unfortunately, is sort of a black hole in my communication universe. I apologize, I'm just not very good at it. When you put something on voicemail, you better make sure that you've emailed me or you've sent me a course in message or you've put it on the course questions and answers board. Make sure there's another spot because it will get lost every once in a while. That's not my skill, voicemail. I don't know why. I'm better at text. All right, so please don't call my house after 8 p.m. It looks like I didn't put my house number down anyway, so maybe that's not a problem anymore. You can try calling my cell phone, and I normally turn the ringer off after about 8. We can visit after 8, obviously, like I'm doing my Monday night module hello thing. But for the most part, I'm an old woman, and I get rattled when an unexpected call comes after 8 p.m. So if we schedule in advance, no problem, I can handle it. Otherwise, just wait till the next day. Most of the things in this class can wait till the next day. Like, please, on that note, don't panic, as they say in the Hitchhiker's Guide. It's just not worth it. I'll panic a few times this semester, no doubt, but I'm trying to advise all of us not to panic too much. Let's see here. So read the course description, the prereqs, the conceptual framework, the course objectives. Those really need to be updated and changed, but they are what they are. And we try to meet them in this class as best we can. We do meet them. There's not a required textbook, although we do have, texts that we read in the class. I do want you to have a webcam this semester, so you need to be working on getting one. If you don't have one or if you don't want to get one, then you can come and check one out in the Teaching Materials Center, which may now be called the Tech Hub or the Teach Hub or something. The library downstairs and the Education Center across from the Dean's office that has computers, and then you go to the front desk, you can check out a webcam, and you can do your required assignments using that webcam. Like your 3 progress video journals, you can use the webcam down there to do it. I even have a tutorial on how you use that webcam in that. I actually went down there and made a tutorial, and it's, if you have trouble locating that tutorial, it's actually in a pretty good spot, and I can find it and show you. That'll show you how to use that webcam with that software in that room. And then if you don't want to have a webcam for making your podcast, you can also go to the Teach Hub or Teaching Materials Center place downstairs in the Ed Center, and you can check out a microphone headset and go over to the computer labs here on the 2nd floor and make your podcast up there. You can even do it when I'm here, so I can help you face-to-face and on a Monday or Tuesday morning. You can use the webcam that's built into a laptop, and then you don't have to buy one at all. So that's an option for those of you that have that, so you don't even have to worry about it. The quality, the audio quality, if you go with that option, is often far inferior to what you would get if you had a really nice webcam or if you had a good headset. So when you make your podcast, don't be too sad if the quality is not perfect, because that's just the way it goes with webcams. The built-in webcam speakers are often not very good. Sometimes they're great. It just depends. And it's not something to worry about too much. I really just want you to learn the concept of how to make a podcast. And if the quality's out of your control, we're not going to worry about it. All right. What else do you need? You need certain plugins to make the course run well, to make the web browser, everything in the web browser show up and snap and pop and play and all that. So make sure your plugins are up to date. One of the plugins that's really important is Java. Java is used to run a lot of the stuff on the web, including things inside of Blackboard. They won't work as well without the Java that's recommended on the plugins page. Actually had an issue last December. I had the most recent version of Java and it wouldn't work as well with Blackboard. I had to actually go back to this plugins page and get the version on this page because it's the best one for working Blackboard, WebCT Blackboard. Let's see what else. You need speakers or headphones so you can hear things because we've got lots of audio and video. I'm now scrolling through pages 6 and 7 past the references section. You can check out the references if you want. The three main types of tasks in this class are discussions. So we have a discussion every module. There's 7 modules total. Orientation module plus 6 numbered modules. We have a discussion in every single one. We have assignments. Those are normally what you might also refer to as projects, like the tech cast and the digital movie and the assistive technology project. Those are our assignments, or you might think of them as projects. You turn assignments in through a Dropbox in CourseIn, usually. And then we also have a few quizzes. All right, read the fine print here, but basically for discussions, you want to do your initial post, because you normally have to do more than one post. You want to do that initial post by the first Thursday of the module. Now, if a module is 1 week long, then it's that first Thursday of that 1 week. If the module is 2 weeks long, there's 2 Thursdays, so you want to get done by the first Thursday of that 2-week module. And then the follow-ups can be done at any point after that, before the deadline. If it's a 3-week module, which happens when we've got the spring break module, and the final module, I believe, is a 3-week module, well, again, it's the first Thursday, so you've got 3 Thursdays in a 3-week module. You want to get that initial post done by that first Thursday. So what does that mean? That means that you have to think backwards. There's often sort of pre-work that you do before you make a discussion post. Maybe you have to read a short article. Maybe you have to watch a couple of videos. I don't really know. You know, it'll vary. And so that takes time. So you might think to yourself, you know, the first thing I might want to do in a module is go check out that discussion prompt and see what I need to do to get the initial post done by the first Thursday of the module. Okay? So be on the lookout for that. So discussions are designed not just to keep you busy, but to try to provoke your thinking on issues in technology integration in the classroom. Use of technology in the classroom. Why are we doing this? Why are we not doing this? I want you to think all around and through this topic and question everything. You know, be skeptical of any position, whether it's pro tech integration, against tech integration. Just be skeptical, be open-minded. That's what the discussion boards are for. Hopefully, they'll challenge all of us to kind of think deeper about everything and question everything. Assignments. So again, like I said earlier, those are usually submitted through Dropboxes. Although there's a few that aren't, like the roster assignment. There's no Dropbox for that. There used to be, but I've gotten rid of that because it's really a completion grade. You got it done or you didn't, and then I just plug in a number. So there's a few things like that that don't have a Dropbox. But assignments are submitted through Dropbox, and you can, I'll wait. The late policy is actually below. So I'm on bottom of page 7 here. Assignments submitted through Dropboxes. Quizzes are also referred to as assessments in CourseIn, and those I usually, those have specific settings. Each quiz has a different setting. So before you begin an assessment or a quiz, read those settings. It'll tell you how many times you can take the quiz. It'll tell you when the quiz will close, shut, okay? So read those settings, because people always take the quiz and they're like, oh, I didn't know. But they didn't know because they didn't read the settings. I don't set up every quiz identical to the other quizzes. I don't have one uniform way. I have options galore when I set up a quiz, and I do those settings on purpose. All right, we're looking at coursework and evaluation. I'm on page 8. There you have all the assignments and the points associated with them. This is identical to the points that you'll see on the course plan. My husband is pinging me on Blackboard IM. I'm going to tell him to go away because the next thing he's going to do is call me on the phone. I'm telling him, just a sec, don't call. See, if you get Blackboard IM, I'll talk to you while I'm working. You'll have access to me. So page 9, we've got our grading scale. that'll come into play. You'll be more interested in that back in April. And then attendance. I recommend that you log in 4 days or more per week. Okay? If you do that, you're going to have a much better class. If you're one of these people that thinks that you can just get the whole class done on the last weekend of the module, you're going to hate the class. You're going to find it extraordinarily frustrating. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some people, in some cases, have no choice. I know there's a couple of you in here. You have no choice. Your life is crazy. My life is crazy. I totally understand what it's like. So I'm also a doc student. I can't always do my work, you know, in little chunklets throughout the module. So I know how it goes. But I'm telling you, if you can do a little bit at a time, it's going to be much, much easier for you. I'm going to work on doing that in my own doc classes. I'm going to actually try not to work on Sundays at all this year. Just kind of hang out with the family on that day. I don't think it's going to work out, but I'm going to try. I'm going to shoot for this year. Okay, late work policies. They start on the bottom of page 9. Discussions. I say there are no extensions on discussions. So you need to post on time. If you have a real emergency, that's another situation. Otherwise, do your posting on time. If you don't, then you know what's going to happen. There's going to be points deducted. So let me put it that way. I will let you continue the discussion because, like, if you miss that Thursday initial post and you're late on that, you may see a deduction. And when you see a lower score, ask yourself, did I post that initial post on time? Did I do my follow-ups on time? If they're not timely, then no bueno, okay? So try to get them in on time. Otherwise, you're going to see those points go down. And if your posts are after the deadline, like the final deadline of the module, then you may not get any points, okay? Because a discussion where you post after the deadline and everybody else has gone away and they're no longer checking into it, well, it's no longer discussion. It becomes a different kind of assignment, and that's why I don't like to give any, you know, leeway on that one. Assignments, late policy. Assignments we're able to extend a little bit if you can get an assignment in within, like, let's say you have your deadline for an assignment. For example, module, let's see, like in this orientation module, everything's due on, there's 3 things due on Sunday the 15th. Well, let's say you need some more time for the roster picture. That's an assignment. You can actually take another week. And the truth is, the orientation module is a horrible example because I'm more lenient. I work with you more. I give you more time if you need it on that particular module. Let me give you an example from a later module. Course plan, module 3. Module 3 is due Sunday, February 26th. No, let me give you another example. Module 4. You have an assignment called the digital movie. That movie's due on Sunday, March 11th. Well, let's say that you can't get it in by then. You have another week where you can get it into the Dropbox. You actually have a what I call the cutoff window, or the cutoff window. So you have a whole nother week to get it in. If you can get it in there by that cutoff, the end of that cutoff, then the worst that's going to happen to you is just a 20% deduction off of the digital movie. And that's it. You know, if you can submit it late. And the best that can happen is that I will, I don't feel like doing the math of calculating a 20% deduction, and I'm happy that you just got it in the Dropbox, and life is good. So you have that buffer there. That will help you. That's one way in which, that's my sort of late policy. Past that, you know, I don't have to let you make it up, except there is one thing on the bottom of page 10. I talk about the OOPS Dropbox. You can turn in one assignment late into that. No questions asked, no problems, no points deducted. You can do that. So that's your other sort of extra safety net. You've got a couple safety nets here with assignments. Quizzes, I don't like to extend those, although I will tell you that I normally, you'll notice that, like on the course plan, for example, in Module 3, you've got a quiz, the Movie Making and Fair Use quiz. It's due Sunday, February 26th, but in reality, if you look at the settings for all of my quizzes, you'll notice that they're actually due a day after that. I kind of give you 24 extra hours of wiggle room on quizzes, just in case something goes wrong. So try to get it done by that Sunday deadline, but notice that you actually have a whole nother day. In case you have a technical problem, you have another day so that we don't have to talk about the technical problems. So get it done by that Sunday, but you do have that one day of wiggle room with quizzes, okay? What else have we got here? Tips for meeting deadlines. It's a 20-minute video. you know, I guess that's just the way it has to be. Instructors, teachers, you're all going to do it too. You're going to talk your kids' ears off when you're in the classroom. And I really try not to do it in the rest of the semester. I try to keep my videos much shorter, but sometimes there's things you have to say. It's part of how we get to know each other a little bit. You can hear me talk, see how I feel about things, and I think it's an important part of the process. So I thought I could get this done in 5 to 10 minutes, and obviously I can't. Okay, so on page 10, don't procrastinate in the class. If you don't procrastinate, you'll have a much better time. You'll learn better. You won't be as stressed out. You'll probably be more motivated to stay on task. But once you get behind, especially in an online class, it gets overwhelming. It gets even more overwhelming. If you thought it was overwhelming before you got behind, wait till you get behind. Then it gets really crazy. So don't procrastinate. That's a really good tip. Not everybody's gonna mind that tip. I'm not even gonna mind that tip in some cases in my own doctoral studies, but I'll try to mind it. Try to submit all work by Saturday, like the Saturday before things are due. Sundays is when things are due, but try to get them done that day before. Give yourself that day's buffer. And on that note, though, if it's Sunday and you've got things due, don't panic and freak out. And I'm probably not going to be very responsive on Sunday if you're panicking and freaking out. I promise you I'm not going to panic. I'm going to say, let's wait till Monday and figure it out. So like if it's a quiz that's having a problem, you have that day of buffer. Just wait till Monday to deal with it. If it's an assignment and you can't get it in, just wait. You know, it's Sunday and you're having technical problems. Do not spend 6 hours obsessing over why Coursed-In won't take your submission. Just turn it in the next day, okay? We have that flexibility. I'm not going to worry about it. And you've heard me talk. You can tell that I'm not, it won't be hard to convince me to not take the 20% off of an assignment that's turned in a day late. I'm probably not going to do that. Unless you irk me somehow. No, I'm just teasing. But, so don't panic on Sunday nights. Don't expect me to be troubleshooting with you late into the night. I kind of like to plan ahead. Or I want to see you do your work ahead of time a little bit. And if you have a problem, you can catch it in a more timely fashion and we can deal with it in a more relaxed way. We're going to get it all figured out together. We're going to figure it out. You're going to help each other. I'm going to help you. We're all going to help each other. And it's going to be okay. Let's see, so we've got quizzes and assignments and assignments are also projects or Dropbox assignments. And discussions. If you need another day to get, discussions are usually the least problematic of the things. So try to get those done. Because I kind of told you I don't want those late. So get those in, get your discussions in earlier if you need to. Normally those don't cause technical problems. It's the quizzes that mess up for some people because they've logged in through MyEWG. Don't log in through MyEWG if you're taking a quiz. Log in straight at webct.wesco.edu. So that happens with quizzes sometimes, and then assignment Dropboxes misbehave too. Discussions usually not so much. All right, so take the time to learn how to use Coursed-In tools. I'm skipping to a bullet ahead on top of that. Read all submission instructions very, very carefully. People sometimes don't submit their Dropboxes carefully. The Dropbox itself tells you how to submit the Dropbox. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to that. If you have to submit something late, just do it, etc., etc. All right, professional conduct. Try to observe netiquette in the class. I know you've had this term defined for you 100 times, and I have resources in the first module where you can read about it if you don't know what it is, but basically just, be courteous online. One really amazing trick or tip I can give you is when you talk to people online, it's nice to address them by their name and not just kind of be gruff and jump into it. I mean, I know that we live in the world of texting, and when I text message with you, I'm going to generally not write your name first in a text message, and I know it's more informal, but sometimes when you're having a discussion board, take the time to actually use proper punctuation, grammar, things like that, and if possible, when you're responding to a classmate, write their name first, followed by a comma. Little things like that really go a long way to personalize the environment and make it, I don't know, it's just like in a human setting, face-to-face setting, you would you might greet somebody by their first name or look them in the eye. And so things like that help in the online environment to just make it a little more friendly and courteous. Be active in your participation. You need to make things that are appropriate to K-12 schools. Don't put Lady Gaga videos on your wiki. I mean, I like Lady Gaga a lot, but I wouldn't put her on something professional. Okay, so make sure that you're using remember that this is a professionally oriented kind of thing. You can still have fun. There's all kinds of fun, silly things that you can put on your wiki that are related to education, but don't put something that's overly sexual or, you know, violent or anything like that, you know, or just sort of tacky or adult humor, for example. Just use your discretion, and some people, you know, may be looking at the work that you do. So, and I need to talk about that too. Try to turn your stuff in on time, and I've got, you know, you want to make sure your email inbox isn't too full. I don't really use your email a lot in this class. Please don't use work that you've completed previously without talking to me first. If you need to give me some disability information, just let me know. You can mail it to me here at the university or bring it to me. And I need to shut down this video. But the one last thing I want to say is a lot of the work that you do in this class is put online. And if you ever have any hesitation about this, I need you to let me know. If you don't understand how to make something private, this will be my last picture for sort of a sign. So you have this wiki. You're going to make a wiki in this class, and the wiki is online. Now, the wiki can be made private. So wiki can be made private. And then there's things that you post on there, like, for example, you're going to make a podcast, which is also going to be online. The podcast can be private. You're also doing progress video journals, which I ask you to post to YouTube. And your YouTube videos can be private. And then you can just let me in. So if your wiki is private, which I'm totally comfortable with, then I'm going to need to be invited to it, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. My name will be Kay Hewitt. That's the name. That's my membership name to any wiki, whether on wikispaces.com or wiki.wescott.edu. Don't let that overwhelm you. I can get into your private wiki. Not a problem. The podcast will be put on your private wiki. Nobody will be able to see it. If you make a YouTube video and you want to make it private, then you have to add me to your list of people that can see it. So it's still private. Nobody else can see it except for people that you approve, like me. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's actually in the instructions on how to do that. So everything you do can be private, okay? So even though it's online, we're going to make sure that it's private and locked down if you want it to be. A lot of people don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I probably have too much stuff on the web, and someday I'll be stalked and punished for that, maybe. But there are ways to make it private. I'm not asking you to put all this stuff publicly on the web if you're not comfortable with that. So we can lock it down. If you have any concerns about that, I can sort of make another video and maybe create a chart or document of how you want to make sure that you have everything locked down so that you're comfortable with it. All right, so that's the syllabus introduction. You want to read the syllabus now and see what other nuggets it may have in it. But that kind of concludes my welcome to the class videos. I think that you've been thoroughly welcomed, and you probably kind of have an idea of where we're headed and how it's going to happen this semester and how you're going to have to figure out how to survive it. All right, I'm looking forward to a great semester with all of you, and I hope that we all have a nice, productive time together. All right, bye.